Hi, my name is David Dutchover IV, and we are now in our fourth week of discussing self-motivation. Now, for those of you who have not seen the previous videos, in the first week we basically discussed the concept of self-motivation. In the second week, I gave you some exercises that I personally use, that I enjoy for self-motivating myself on a daily basis to achieve my greater goals and to achieve a more consistent level of results on a daily basis. And then on the third week, I gave you 3 exercises that you can personally apply into your life so that way you can start to see the benefits of providing and applying self-motivation on a consistent daily basis. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to bring into discussion with this particular week is not so much motivation in the sense of what we can do, but more so what people's personal opinion is of motivation and what are some of the drawbacks that hold people from applying daily motivational exercises into their life. Now, I took 15 people that I personally knew that are within my circle, and I asked these individuals, what is one argument or one negative concept that you can think of that goes against the grain of self-motivational exercises? And out of these 15 people, I essentially got 3 main responses, okay? And those I'd like to share with you now. Now, the first one is that people think that maybe self-motivation is a crutch. And that's completely understandable because it can be a crutch. If all you're doing is watching self-motivational videos, and if all you're doing is listening to self-motivational cassettes or audios or videos or whatever the case is, or reading books, and you're not actually applying that knowledge, then it's easy for somebody at the end of their lifetime to say, you know, I really felt inspired, I just didn't actually do anything about it. And that can be very detrimental. You see, it's not knowledge that is power. It's applied knowledge that becomes power. And it's not the experience, but it's our evaluation of that experience that truly allows us to learn, develop, grow, and enhance ourselves. So if all we're doing is listening to motivation and we're getting ourselves immersed in motivation, but we're not actually applying anything that it says, then we're not really going anywhere. Okay, for instance, it's a pretty simple concept, or a pretty simple saying that most people hear, never give up. Well, never give up means never give up, but you have to apply never giving up until you get to the point where you succeed, all because you never gave up. If you give up, then you're not applying it. So it becomes a crutch. The second thing that came to mind for the majority of these 15 individuals was people. People have a tendency to be one of our biggest drawbacks. And again, completely understandable, because even though we're trying to uplift ourselves, you always have people that are trying to bring us down. In fact, if you study Alaskan crabs, for instance, you'll very quickly find that you never need a lid to keep Alaskan crabs in a box. All you have to have are 2 Alaskan crabs. If you put 2 Alaskan crabs in a box, as one is trying to escape, the other one will pull them back down to the ground. And as the second one is trying to escape, the first one will pull them back down to the ground, so they never get out. They always hold each other at the bottom of the box, never escaping and never being able to succeed, even though they do kind of succeed at Red Lobster because they are pretty delicious. But they never truly succeed in getting out of the box. What we have to do is we have to be willing to go against the grain. We have to be willing to attack, persist, and push past that in such a way that when people bring negativity into our lives, it doesn't affect us, or it doesn't affect us long enough to make a long-lasting change. We have to continuously apply things on such a consistent basis with all the negativity that's naturally out there, that when it comes to us, we have a shield of protection against ourselves. And that only comes from being able to apply what we're learning in such a manner that gives us a real lifetime effect. And the third was the give up factor. Okay, now I've dubbed this the give up factor simply because it's almost self-explanatory. Sometimes when people get a flat in their tire and they pull off to the side of the road, figuratively speaking, they never turn their emergency lights on. They never take the time to get out of the car, wave somebody down, and help them change the tire. Or if they run out of fuel, they just stay there. That's where they stay. They stay, they die. They never move forward. Why? Because they gave up. They didn't want to go. They didn't have a desire. Now, if you look or you read an article from psychology.about.com, which specifically talks about motivation, they basically say that motivation is nothing more than our initiating ability to achieve a goal or result. So even if we're trying to get water, and or if we're trying to be the next Olympic winner at the Summer Games, which are coming up, then we have to have three main ingredients in that motivation. We have to have activation, we have to have persistence, and we have to have intensity. Now, if you're just getting in the water, the activation is desiring to get out of the couch, walking into the living room, into the kitchen, getting the water. The persistence is taking every single step along that journey just to get your water. And the intensity is a desire to actually wash a glass and go beyond the norm in order to have healthy, clean water in our system. If you're a professional athlete, it can be the same way. In fact, that's what separates the pros from the amateurs, is their ability to activate themselves more frequently, to be more persistent, even though others try to hold them back or others try to pursue ahead of them, such as in a relay. Everybody's always trying to be first place. In fact, second place is nothing more than the fastest loser, let's be honest, okay? And the intensity that drives the professional beyond and past the amateur. So what I'm asking for you right now is to take away the crutch, get the people to the side, and never give up. Because if you can remove your crutches, and you can remove those who have negative influences in your life, and you truly do apply the simple motivation on a daily basis as consistently as possible of never giving up, then you will find yourself activating your life for the better more frequently. You will find yourself more persistent in achieving your goals, and the intensity that you will personally possess to go beyond on a reasonable doubt so that you can go from unremarkable to remarkable will be seen by all those around you. I highly encourage you to not look at the negative aspects, but focus on the positives, because this is self-motivation. Thank you.